everyone, I'm Mind, and this is set number 75583, Minions and Gru's Family Mansion from the LEGO Despicable Me 4 theme. This set contains 5 standard minifigures, a baby figure, and 3 minion figures, a total of 868 pieces, and it will retail for $99.99 in the US. This set is not officially released until May 1st, 2024, but it was gifted to me early for review by the LEGO Group through the LEGO Ambassador Network, but all opinions expressed in this video are my own. I'll be reviewing all of the new Despicable Me sets, so if you like this kind of content and you want to see more, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. But now let's get into the review. So there's 2 main builds in the set. There's like the outdoor area off to the side, but then of course the main build is Gru's house. And we're going to focus on that first because I think that is the absolute highlight of this set. Gru's house in the Despicable Me movies has like this really distinct architecture to it, and I think they captured it fairly well. Proportionally, it's not perfect. Like, the garage on the side is way too small. A vehicle could not fit through there. In fact, a minifigure can't even fit through there. But I get they want to keep the price point relatively low. I mean, it's still not a cheap price point. It's still a $100 set. But this does give you the appearance of Gru's house while being a little bit downscaled. The highlight is for sure this roof design. Obviously, the front part's very triangular, but it's all incorporated really well. One part of the roof transitions into the other very easily, and I think that looks excellent. Like, this would really stand out on a shelf. They brought some purple over in the color scheme, which is present like in the source material, but it's not as vibrant as it is in this set. However, I think that was absolutely the right decision. This just pops so much more than the design in the movie, and I think it just makes for a fantastic looking toy. But yeah, now we're up a little bit closer. Here you can see this is where the garage is supposed to be, but this is not a door that opens or anything. That's just a static wall right there. You do have a little bit of a driveway though, where you can post figures if you want. And on the other side, we have a mailbox with some mail inside. That's just the pretty standard LEGO printed mail piece. This door right here can open that gives you access into the interior. And then we have a few windows in here, which have mixed levels of functionality. These can actually see through to the inside. This one in the middle is partially covered up, but you can see through it a little bit. And then we have a stickered window piece at the very top, which has a minion in there. That's cute, would have been nice if it was printed, but that's the kind of thing I don't really mind a sticker for. And then this window on the roof doesn't actually let any light in at all, but with the way that's built, that makes sense. I wouldn't really expect it to. And that's about it to the outside, so now let's turn around and take a look inside. And there's quite a bit going on here. I think this is actually a pretty well-made playset. Right as you get through the door, there's all these like little computer consoles and screens. Feels very like high-tech supervillain, which obviously fits Gru's whole vibe. And then on each side you have a spinning pillar, and they each have different things on them. We have like a little accessory rack with one of the Minions blasters right here, as well as a walkie-talkie. This is a water cooler, which I think is super cute. Probably one of my favorite builds in this entire thing. Then a ladder to get up to the upper level, which I appreciate that's here. Often sets like this won't have any in-universe way to get up to the upper levels. You just have to imagine characters going up. So whenever ladders like this are included, it is nice to see. And then finally a little crate right here which can be removed. And if we pop that open, you can see there's printed sugar cookies on the inside, which I'm pretty sure are not a new part. We've gotten those before, but still definitely good to get. On the opposite pillar, we have a bathroom with some toilet paper on the side. I do like that piece for toilet paper, but yeah, this is very much Minions humor. I think the set would feel incomplete without a toilet. Got a light and a lever right here, and a few more accessories, a stick of dynamite and a broom. And you can see there's a sticker on the wall indicating that there's some device hooked up to a timer. Also a single ski right here, weirdly. Definitely interesting. Anyway, if we go up that ladder, we get to the upper level, and this, I believe, is meant to be a little room for Gru. There's a fireplace right here which does lead up to the chimney, which you can see from the outside. That's a cool bit of consistency, I like that. But the main thing right here is the chair. This could swivel, and it's this very elaborate over-the-top chair, and I think it's pretty iconically Gru. There's also some axes on the back of the roof for decoration, which that's nice. I appreciate that the backs of the roof is not just anti-studs. They did try to decorate it a little bit. On the opposite side, we have one of the kids' rooms, and this is like a toy rocket ship to play in. It just uses one of these dome pieces from LEGO Space Police. Or actually, I don't think this is the Space Police one's a little bit shorter. But yeah, it's very easy to pose a minifigure in there if you want. Or alternatively, the baby in this set. And you can see there's more sticker pieces on this side of the wall, showing some like drawings and stickers and whatnot. I do like the little rocket ship build. I think it's very cute. This part of the back can be turned a little bit if you want to change how it's displayed. But yeah, I think this is a good way of representing a kid's bedroom. I would have liked it to maybe be a little bit bigger, but we're working with limited space in this build. I get it, it's not a huge deal. And then we come to the topmost level, and you can see there's a pipe actually coming out the side of it, which goes down to right by the door. But you can see this level has a big couch where multiple characters can sit. There's no studs on it, so it's very easy just to slide them in and out. Here's how it looks to have 2 of the girls, for example. And we have a little lamp hanging above that, which is nice to see. That can be moved back and forth as well. And finally above that, you have this portrait of Gru with the girls, as well as his dog in the corner, which is a cute touch, because the dog does not come in the set, but it is a reference to the movies. And this entire sticker is actually quite sweet. I like that a lot. And that's about the gist of Gru's house, and honestly, I think it's really well put together for what it's trying to be. From the outside, it looks good. Like, this would look good on a shelf. You don't have to be using it as a playset to enjoy the set. But on the inside, it's chock full of stuff with room to pose minifigures, and there's also just stuff for kids to do. This feels like a very fun set for kids. It reminds me of the kind of things I love playing with as a kid, like lots of accessories, things like the ladders, lots of different rooms to move to. It is a little cramped, not as spacious as some other builds, and I would have liked to see more space in there, but all things considered, I'd say it's fairly well designed. I'm overall overall pretty happy with it. My only critique is maybe the price, but I'll talk about that more at the end of this video. Let's go through the rest of this set before I get into that. Here's the other main build, the outdoor area. And this is cute. I don't like it nearly as much as the house, but I do appreciate that it's here. It just gives you more stuff to do with the set. This is where my Despicable Me knowledge is going to end, by the way, because I saw the first 2 movies a very long time ago, and I haven't seen 3, and obviously 4's not out yet, so I may not get all the references here. Feel free to point out in the comments if you guys notice something that I don't. But yeah, we have like these 2 statue characters here. This one with the yellow on the sides looks somewhat like monkey-esque, but I can't say exactly what these are supposed to be. And then I think these are meant to be like little bongos, at least that's what they look like to me. And you can see there's some studs behind them to actually stand a figure. There's a surfboard on the side with like a stickered piece on it that has some writing on it. Again, I'm not sure if that's referencing anything in particular. And then we have this magenta leaf piece on the side, which I don't know, that's a fun color for that part. Not new nor exclusive, but I like that that's here. I also like the purple butterfly. Very fun piece to get. But you can see this front part of the build connects to the back part of the build with this like large rubber piece. And this is meant to be like a little zip line to move from one place to the other. There you go, you can see it's going very slowly, and it gets all the way to the end. That's got handlebars on it so you can attach a minifigure or a minion. So here it is with a minifigure. And here's one of the minions in this set. Fun option for playing, very easy to remove if you don't like it. Then this back tree is a little bit more interesting. We have some torches on the ground, these like string lights that wrap around the tree. I actually quite like how that's done. Very creative, a little bit different than what you typically see with LEGO. There's some room inside the tree to post figures if you'd like, a ladder on the side to get to the upper level, and this little present box right here, which you can open that up. And inside there's actually nothing, but you could put something in there if you wanted to. There's a chance I missed putting something in there in the instructions, but I don't think so. But hey, the box is cute, at least, that's something. And then on this upper level, you have this table with 3 seats, 1 on each side as well as 1 in the back right here. So you can post 3 of the minifigures in the set around the table. Probably the 3 kids would make the most sense. We have these stickered bamboo pieces at the back, which that's actually a pretty interesting part. I feel like that could be useful for custom builds. These like decorations hanging off the tree, which I think look really cool, especially like this fish one up here. I really like how that's designed. And then at the very top, we have these quite interesting leaf pieces, which I personally have not seen them before. They may be new for this set, but part of me thinks they were in like LEGO City or LEGO Mario or something. I'm not positive. If any of you guys recognize them, let me know in the comments. But interesting new piece of foliage. They feel more cartoony than LEGO's typical leaf pieces. So for something like Despicable Me, I think it works great. But in like a more realistic build, it probably wouldn't. The design feels almost like Duplo-esque to me. But I always find it interesting to get new parts. So it's definitely one of the more exciting parts about this set for me. And then yeah, you can see the rubber piece connects on right here. I had it removed so you can see the build a little bit better. And that's about all there is to the side build. I like it. I think it's fun. That being said, if I was designing this set and I could have removed this and made the set $20 to $30 cheaper, would I have done that? Probably. But hey, it's here, and I think it's good enough for what it's trying to be. Definitely the weaker of the 2 builds, though. And then I believe this is the only other build in this set besides the minifigures, and this is like a little dolly to move the boxes around. There's 2 boxes in that set, that present box that we saw in the box with the cookies, so you can put one of them on the jumper piece and dolly them around from place to place. It's a cute bonus. I appreciate it being here. But now moving to the minifigures, here are the first 2 in the set. We have Gru and we have Lucy. And both of these are very interesting because in the movies, their most defining feature is their noses. Gru especially, but Lucy as well. Their design in animation, their nose is a very prominent part of their face. And of course, LEGO minifigures typically do not have noses. So as such, their minifigures don't have noses either, but it leaves them looking not so much like their animated counterparts. And honestly, it's tough to say how I feel about that because I don't know what the right answer would have been. A lot of people are suggesting like the Pinocchio style head, but that just feels very not LEGO to me. It makes sense for Pinocchio, but I don't think that minifigures having long noses like that should become the norm. So then the next alternative is like a molded head like the Simpsons figures do, and I think for Gru that would have worked, but I feel like Lucy's design isn't so out there that she needs a molded head. I feel like a standard minifigure head works. That being said, I don't know if this is the best minifigure head for her. So yeah, I have a tough time like gauging these, how I feel about these. They do feel off, that's for sure. They don't feel like one-to-one counterparts of them in the movie, but I'm not sure if there was a better option. Gru though, I think does a decent job of at least capturing her personality. The nose is very obviously noticeably missing, but the thick eyebrows and the bags under his eyes still make me see this as Gru. I like that they used the Ninjago movie scarf piece here in light gray. I believe that's a new recolor for that part, but Gru's scarf is very iconic. They easily could have printed it, but no, this just makes it feel more like an actual LEGO figure by using a standard LEGO piece. And I like that a lot, it fits in quite well. Unprinted legs on him, which I think is fine, and if I take the scarf piece off, you can see he's wearing like this zip-up jacket underneath, and he's got his logo at the top. I believe this is meant to be Gru's just standard outfit. I don't think he's changed his outfit for Despicable Me 4. If so, I think this probably should have been entirely black, instead of gray with black legs. though this could be based off a different outfit that I just don't know about. There's like the back torso print too. So yeah, Gru's decent, all things considered, I think. I'm not gonna pretend like there's not something off about the face, but for the art style they're going for being no nose, I think they do a good enough job capturing him. Lucy though, I really just don't see her personality in this figure at all. The smile feels off, the nose feels very obviously missing here. It just does not seem like the same character. She does have an alternate face with sunglasses, and honestly I think that looks a little bit better, but even still I think the mouth is too small. The other thing is the freckles. I'm looking at her design in the movie and like they're not super obvious if she even has any in the movie, but they made them really obvious here in the figure. So yeah, the face I just don't like. It just doesn't feel like her at all. It is a good face print in general if you just want to make a custom figure using that part, but in terms of representing the character, not the best. And same thing with the hairpiece. This is not her hairstyle at all. I mean, it is a ponytail, she does wear a ponytail, but this is a very different type of ponytail. So yeah, face and hairpiece in this one really not great in my opinion, but the torso is all new and good here. The printed quality is not the best, but that's just a thing with every LEGO minifigure these days. She uses light colors, so it's not going to be printed the best. It's annoying, but no different than the rest of LEGO's lineup. Overall, though, I think she's one of the weaker figures in this set. I do wish she was a bit better. But now moving to the kids, here are the first two. We have Margo and we have Edith. Margo, I actually think is probably the best human minifigure in this set. She's captured pretty much one-to-one. This style of ponytail actually does fit her pretty well, and I think her face print's fantastic. It translates her design from the animation into minifigure form really well. And I think a big part of that is because she doesn't have a super prominent nose in universe, so it not being here doesn't really feel out of place. The glasses help too, I think. But no, this is genuinely a really good face print, both for this character and just for custom characters in general. I'm happy this is added to LEGO's lineup now. Torso print really good too. I love the olive green. And she's got a nice, just like generic shirt design. Again, I could see people using that for just like customs. There's how she looks with the hairpiece removed, and you can see she does have an alternate face where she just has a slightly wider smile. And that's pretty great as well. My one complaint with this figure is I feel like she should have been given mid-legs instead of short legs. All three of the kids in this set have short legs, and I get that's probably because Gru is so tall in the movies. They want to keep the kids as short as possible in comparison, but it makes them look weird next to each other instead, because in the movie there's a distinct like age difference between them. We have the oldest, the middle child, and then the youngest who we'll look at in a second, and there is a very big height difference between them, but in this set they're all the exact same size. So I think Margo definitely should have had mid-legs instead of short legs, so she still would have been shorter than Gru and Lucy, but would have been taller than the other girls. However, that's a very easy customization to make if you have some extra parts. Dark blue mid-legs do exist, so that wouldn't be too hard to swap out. And then Edith I think is fairly solid as well. I really like the sweater printing. This hair hat combo piece I'm pretty sure is not new, I think it's from LEGO City, but this is definitely a new color combination. And I think that's a decent translation of her outfit from the movies. It's not the exact same type of hat, but it uses an existing LEGO part, and I think it's close enough. Her face print's alright, they made her eyebrows really small, and I think this expression for her is probably a little bit better. But yeah, she's not my favorite, but also certainly not the worst. I think they captured her likeness fairly well. And then for the last two kids, we have Agnes and we have Gru Jr. Agnes really like the all-new torso print. Again, it's pretty much one-to-one. Coloring's a little bit off, but far from the worst I've seen. Hairpiece I think was a pretty good choice. It's not the best representation of her look from the movie, but I think it's close enough. She has a very unique hairstyle, so she would have needed an entirely new hairpiece. So I think unprinted wild style hair works perfectly fine. And it's cool to get that piece unprinted. The face print, though, doesn't really feel like the character. It just feels like generic LEGO kid to me. In fact, I don't even know if this is a new face print. It might be reused, though I don't know where from. But the animated version of this character has like a really wide smile, and they gave her the super tiny smile here, and I think that's part of why she just doesn't really feel like herself. So it's alright, all things considered. Again, not one of the strongest in the set. I think Margo's definitely the best of the human characters, and then Gru's second, but she's also far from the worst. And then Gru Jr.'s cute, fun new face print. It's cool to get the baby body in light gray, but I don't have a ton else to say about him. He is just the standard LEGO baby piece. Fun inclusion, but it's pretty much just what you see is what you get. And finally, moving to the minions, here are the first two in this set. We have Mega Minion Mel and Mega Minion Jerry. Now, I'm filming this before the set's been revealed, and I don't think we have full knowledge as to what the Mega Minions are yet, but my interpretation is it's the minions get superpowers, because that's what it seems like. Mel seems like Cyclops from X-Men. He's got like this red effect on his eye, so perhaps he's able to shoot lasers or something. And then Jerry's like the Thing from the Fantastic Four. He's bigger, presumably stronger, and he's got this rock-shaped body. So as such, these minions introduce some very unique parts, which is cool. I'm happy to get more variation here. Mel gives us the minion head and body in bright orange, which most of the Mega Minions do use bright orange, except for this guy. But you can see there's still yellow printing around the mouth. Other than that, though, this is still the same minion figure that we got in the Minions waves in, what, like 2020? So, interesting new variation to get. Jerry, though, is really cool. I love the new rock minion body, and he's like that perfect ball shape. It's very fun to just, like, hold in your hand. He does still use the standard minion arms, but there is two all-new parts for his body and his head, and those can't separate from each other. There's actually room inside, so if you want to store something in there, you can, which is actually a lot of fun. It gives you a second purpose to this figure. That's a new printed eyepiece, though. You can see there's like that rock effect on the eye, and this is a very angry expression. Minion. So Mel's whatever, but Jerry I genuinely really like. Quite a cool figure to get. And then the final minion in this set is yet another Mega Minion. This is Mega Minion Tim. And you can see Tim has some sort of stretchy powers, I would assume, because he has these really long arms, and this is like a rubber piece, so it's very easy to move around. And then the super long head too. This guy is really ridiculous, but I'm gonna be honest, he's a ton of fun to play around with. He uses bright orange like I mentioned, most of the Mega Minions do. But you can see these arms can actually slide from side to side, so you can make one arm like extra long, and the other one just like normal sized. And then he's got the stretched out head too, but you can reduce the size of that down if you want to. There's a slightly smaller head, and that's about as small as you can get while still keeping the mouth. All of these parts are printed, which is very nice to see. They very easily could have been stickers, but they're not. And even though I'm not like the biggest Minions fan in the world, I've had a ton of fun just playing around with this guy. The arms are just so much fun to move around. My favorite thing to do has been to lock them like this, and then you can sort of make him jump rope around his own arms. Lots of possibilities for this guy just as a toy. He's another one of my favorite parts of this set. Really, really fun to get. And the whole Mega Minion concept in general just makes the Minions a little bit more interesting. But overall, what are my thoughts on this set? Very mixed, honestly. There's a lot of things I have to praise about this set, but also a few things that make me hesitate to recommend it. I'm not the biggest Minions or Despicable Me fan in the world, but even with that being said, I love having Gru's house. I feel like it's such an iconic location from those movies, and they captured it really well from the outside. The inside too is just fun to play with, and the little terrain on the side's a nice bonus. Minifigure selection in this set is also fantastic. You get every human character from Despicable Me you could possibly want. The entire family is here. You don't have to buy multiple sets to get them all. That being said, this is the only set that any of them come in, but hey, you get them all here, which that's nice to see. So minifigure selection great, build great. The only thing is the price. $100 feels a little bit steep for the builds. That being said, when you consider there's a total of, what, 9 minifigures if we count the Minions and the baby Gru as minifigures, then that value doesn't feel as bad, but there's a part of me that wishes this set was like $70 or $80 and just got rid of the outside terrain. Because that's the other thing, Despicable Me is a franchise that largely targets younger kids. And that's fine, different things are meant for different audiences. But having so many characters exclusive to a $100 set for a theme meant for younger kids, that's a little disappointing to me. I do wish things like this were cheaper. So the actual build and the contents of the set I think are really great. I just maybe wish the distribution was a little bit different. So would I recommend this set? I mean, if you're a fan of the Despicable Me franchise and you like these characters more than just like the Minions, this is a pretty good set to pick up. And yes, $100 is expensive, but it is a all-in-one set. Unless you want to collect every Minion, you do get every figure you'd want in this set. So I would say it's a decent option. So I'd say this set's definitely best for kids, but if you're an older collector who is a huge fan of Despicable Me, I don't think you'll be disappointed in the actual build. But of course, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and let me know in the comments which LEGO Despicable Me set you want to see an early review of next. But as for this video, I think that's about all I have to say, so thanks for watching everybody, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!